Poncho, do you remember those days?
Sorry, teacher, can you repeat the question?
When you were a child, did you and your family used to eat together?
Yes, always. We eat, I used to eat with my family every day. And I remember to eat, I don't know how do you say in English, but huevos al comal.
Mm, you can say eggs on a, how do you say on a pan? Maybe on a pan. Oh, eggs on a pan. Let's call
I
it
don't know,
eggs on a pan, okay?
but
Mhm,
uh, I
mhm.
remember and used to eat eggs and stuff like that. I don't remember very well.
Okay, we have Carla. Carla, when you were a child, what you used to eat with your family?
When I was a child, I used to eat out every Wednesday because my father
Uh-huh.
received uh, his payment. Usually, we
Uh-huh.
were eating on Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Kentucky Fried Chicken. Uh-huh. Mhm.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, that is interesting. That is interesting. Thank you. Thank you for your stories. Now, let's move on to part B. Who wants to read part B?
Read Barbara's blog. Why does Barbara
Mhm.
think families should eat together more often?
Correct. First of all, we are going to take a look at this blog. Okay. What's the what's the title of the blog? Barbara's blog. Okay. Who wants to read this part? Okay. And who wants to read this part?
Me, teacher.
Correct. And who wants to read this part?
Me, teacher.
Correct. Who wants to read this part?
Me,
Me,
teacher.
teacher.
Correct. And who wants to read this part?
Can I?
Yes, you can. Okay, let's start. Who wants to start the reading? Go ahead. Great. Next.
Yes, my family always used to eat dinner together, no matter what. We'd wait for everyone to get home, and then we'd all sit down together. My parents never let us take food into another room to watch TV, and if the phone rang, my mom would have us tell the caller to call back later. During dinner time conversation, everyone had a chance to talk. Back then, I was a bit quieter than my siblings, so my dad would often ask me to talk about my day. That's how we learn to share and take turns, so everyone got to join in.
Next, please.
Speaking of taking turns, all of us kids used to take part in either preparing the meal or cleaning up. Sometimes my mom would let me help her in the kitchen. I'd watch and chop vegetables or things like that. We'd always have fresh food or at least let leftovers from the night before. No fast food or takeout.
Next.
Now, I won't pretend our meal times were absolutely perfect. There was plenty of siblings rivalry, especially between my little brother and me. We used to fight all the time and sometimes kick each other under the table. Then our parents would intervene, telling us to get along or else. Nobody knew exactly what or else meant, but we didn't want to risk find out.
Next.
These days, it seems like families have little time together, especially at meal times. I was reading an article that say children who have regular meals with their families feel less stress, have a healthier weight, get better grades, and are less likely to get into trouble than children from families that don't eat together. I wonder if those families know what they're missing.
Thank you, all of you guys. Mhm. Okay, we have the activity C. Who wants to read the activity C?
Me?
Sure, go ahead.
Yes, find the expression on the left in the block. Match is match each one with a similar expression. Uh,
Okay,
oh,
okay. Can you read from number 1 through number 6? Mhm.
yes, no matter what, leave lovers, pretend, sibling rivalry, intervene, or else. Letter A, food remaining after a meal, competition between brothers or sisters. C, become involved in a difficult situation. D, act like something is true that is not. E, or something bad will happen, use as a trick. And F, in any situation.
Okay, okay. What are we going to do? First of all, we have these expressions, these 6 expressions, and we are going to look for them. We are going to look for them here in the block of Barbara's, and we are going to underline them. Okay. You are going to look for no matter what on the block. Okay. All of these 6 expressions are here. Our work is to find them. Okay. Take a few moments to find them. Okay, let's do it. Okay, guys, are you done? Are you through? Are you finished? Where in the block is the first expression?
In the second paragraph,
Is in the second.
in the first line,
Where?
in the
Can
first,
you read the whole sentence? Can you read the whole sentence, the part?
yes, my
Where
family
it is?
always used to eat dinner together no matter what.
Correct. Mhm. The second expression? The second word? The
Yes,
second
we
word?
always have fresh food or at least leftovers from the night before.
Leftovers. Leftovers. Yeah. Leftovers. Okay. If you take a piece of bread, and you eat it, you don't finish it. You just leave a small pieces of bread. Okay, you don't eat it all. You leave small pieces of bread, small pieces of something that you didn't eat. Okay, for example, bread, tortillas, soda. If you drink soda, if you just leave a small amount, that is called leftovers. Okay. Food that you don't eat. Mhm, mhm. Pretend. Where is pretend?
I won't pretend our meal times were absolutely perfect.
Correct. Sibling rivalry. Mhm.
There was plenty of sibling rivalry, especially between my little brother and me.
Correct. Thank you. Next.
Sibling,
Next.
sib,
Then
ling.
our parents will intervene, telling us to get along or else.
Then our parents will intervene, telling us to get along or else. And finally, or else. Or else. Where is or else?
Yes, in the same line, then our parents could intervene, telling us to get along or else.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, now expression number 1 matches with A, B, C, D, E, or F. What do you think?
Letter F.
Letter F, okay. Then expression 2 matches with
Letter A. Remaining after a meal.
letter A. Letter A, correct. Letter A. Next.
Letter D.
Next. Letter D. What does letter D say?
Act like something is true that is not.
Correct, thank you. Number 4. Number 4.
Letter B.
Letter B. Correct. Who wants to read 4?
Competition between
Letter
brothers
B.
or sisters.
Thank you. Letter 5. Sorry, number 5, letter 5. Number 5. Number 5.
Letter C.
Letter C, can you read it?
Become involved in a difficult situation.
Thank you. And 6? And 6 goes with?
Letter E.
Letter
Letter what?
E.
Read it, please.
Or something that will happen. Use as a treat.
Correct. Okay. Thank you very much. Let's move on to the next activity. Who wants to read activity D?
Me,
Me?
teacher?
Yes? Go ahead.
Yes, Amy, read the block again. Are these sentences true or false? For each statement below, check true or false. Correct the false statements. Then compare with a partner. 1. Barbara's mother used to let her watch TV while she ate dinner. 2. As a child, Barbara was less talkative than others in the family. 3. The kids in Barbara's family helped make dinner and clean up. 4. Barbara got along well with all her siblings at dinner time. And 5. Barbara thinks kids are healthier when they eat with their families.
Okay, thank you. So what are we going to do? First of all, we are going to read the block again. Okay, we are going to read the block again. And then after this, we are going to find if these sentences are true or false. Okay? And then after that, we are going to see if these sentences, these 5 sentences are true or false, and if they are false, we need to correct them, okay? So first of all, we are going to read the block. We are going to read the block, okay? Okay. I'm gonna give you 3 minutes to read the block again, and after that, we are going to see if the sentences are true or false, okay? Let's do it.
sibling, sib, ling.
Apparently now we kick each other in the shin under the table.
Patear unos a otros.
Kick each other.
Okay, thank you. So let's review the sentences. The first sentence, who wants to read the first sentence?
Rick,
Me. Barbara's
Yes.
Barbara's
risk,
mother used to let her watch TV while she ate dinner.
True or
It's
false?
false.
False. Correct. This is false. But what is the correction of this sentence?
In the text,
In the
Say-
text,
my parents never let us take food into another room to watch TV.
Correct. Thank you. Thank you. Mhm. Number two, who wants to read number two? Go ahead, please. This is what, true or false? Sorry. This is true, correct. This is true. So it doesn't need any correction, okay? Thank you. Number three. Who wants
The
to read
kids
number
in
three?
Barbara's family helped make dinner and clean up. It's true.
Correct. It's true. Correct. This is true. Mhm. No correction. There is no correction. Number four. Number four.
Barbara got along well with all her siblings at dinner time. It's false.
This is false. Correct. Mhm. And what is the correction?
Because there was plenty of sibling rivalry, especially in around the boy. Oh yeah, between and her little brother and she.
Correct. Thank you. And finally, number five.
It's true.
Please.
Barbara thinks kids are healthier when they eat with their families.
True or false?
It's true.
That is true. Thank you. It doesn't need any correction at all. Okay. Who wants to read number two? The activity number two?
Listening and writing family memories. Listen to three people talk about their memories of family life. What did they use to do? Numbers the picture.
Okay. Number 2, listening and writing. Family memories. A. Listen to 3 people talk about their memories of family life. What did they used to do? Number the pictures, okay? Here we go.
Page 41. Lesson D. Family activities. 2. Listening and writing. Family memories. A and B. Listen to 3 people talk about their memories of family life. 1.
When I was growing up, my family always used to go to the movies on weekends.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, it was. Back then, we'd get snacks and drinks, and we'd share them while we watched the movie.
Did you? You know, I think families used to spend more time doing things together.
That's true. People are just too busy to find time these days.
Oh, I know. So, do you still go to the movies?
No, not really. I mean, tickets have gotten so expensive.
Oh, that's for sure. If you ask me, prices are crazy.
Two. I used to play the saxophone when I was in high school.
Really?
Yeah, I used to play in a jazz band back then with my older brother and sister.
Really? I think it's nice to be able to play music.
That's for sure. So yeah, my mom and stepdad used to let us practice in the garage. We'd even perform in cafes sometimes.
I'm impressed.
Don't together and everything. I kind of miss those days.
It seems like
My brother and sister both got married and moved away. And, you know, still like jazz, but now I don't play.
Sure.
3.
Yes,
When my kids
there is a microphone open.
The audio is good.
were younger, the family used to play games after dinner.
Oh, yeah?
The family used
3.
When my kids were younger, the family used to play games after dinner.
Oh, yeah? What kinds of games?
Well, we usually played dominoes.
You played what?
Dominoes. You know, it's a game. You have these little tile things with numbers on them, and you match them up. It's fun.
Oh, dominoes. Okay.
My husband and I would play with the kids a lot. Sometimes my brother and sister-in-law or my parents would come over, and then the kids would play with them. Of course, my parents would always let the kids win.
Yeah, it seems like all grandparents are like that.
Absolutely. They love making their grandchildren feel good.
So, does your family still play dominoes?
No, the kids are older now. These days, they're always busy texting and following their friends on their social networks.
Yeah, it seems to me that most kids spend a lot of time on social networks.
That's for sure.
Okay, let's number the pictures. The first picture goes with what story? 1, 2, or 3?
3.
2.
3? Right, right. Next.
The play games. One.
What? This one?
Yes.
Yeah.
One.
Yes,
one,
it's
correct.
one.
And the last one, the last picture goes with?
Number 2.
Number two.
Number 2, correct. Thank you. Okay, now let's move on to the next activity. Activity B, who wants to read activity B?
Listen again. Why don't people do these things now? Write a season for each one on the line. Compare with the partner.
Okay. B, listen again. Why don't the people do these things now? Write a reason for each one on the line. Compare with a partner. Okay, here we go. Allow me.
Page 41. Lesson D. Family activities. 2. Listening and writing. Family memories. A and B. Listen to 3 people talk about their memories of family life. 1.
When I was growing up, my family always used to go to the movies on weekends.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, it was. Back then, we'd get snacks and drinks, and we'd share them while we watched the movie.
Did you? You know, I think families used to spend more time doing things together.
That's true. People are just too busy to find time these days.
Oh, I know. So, do you still go to the movies?
No, not really. I mean, tickets have gotten so expensive.
Oh, that's for sure. If you ask me, prices are crazy.
2. I used to play the saxophone when I was in high school.
Really?
Yeah, I used to play in a jazz band back then with my older brother and sister.
Really? I think it's nice to be able to play music.
That's for sure. So yeah, my mom and stepdad used to let us practice in the garage. We'd even perform in cafes sometimes.
I'm impressed.
Oh, don't be. We weren't that good. But we used to hang out together and everything. I kind of miss those days.
It seems like you used to have fun. So what made you stop?
Well, my brother and sister both got married and moved away. And, you know, I got busy with other things. I still like jazz, but now I just listen to it. I don't play anymore.
3.
When my kids were younger, the family used to play games after dinner.
Oh, yeah? What kinds of games?
Well, we usually played dominoes.
You played what?
Dominoes. You know, it's a game. You have these little tile things with numbers on them, and you match them up. It's fun.
Oh, dominoes. Okay.
My husband and I would play with the kids a lot. Sometimes my brother and sister-in-law or my parents would come over, and then the kids would play with them. Of course, my parents would always let the kids win.
Yeah, it seems like all grandparents are like that.
Absolutely. They love making their grandchildren feel good.
So, does your family still play dominoes?
No, the kids are older now. These days, they're always busy texting and following their friends on their social networks.
Yeah, it seems to me that most kids spend a lot of time on social networks.
That's for sure.
Okay, now let's review. Who wants to read again these instructions for activity B?
Listen again. Why don't the people do this thing now? Write a reason for each one on the line. Compare with a partner.
Correct. So you have just listened to the stories. Now, the question is this. Why don't the people do these things now? Okay. For this picture, for this image, what is the answer? Tickets for the first, for this or for this? Tickets have gotten very expensive. Okay, correct. And what is the reason for this?
The kids are older and they just want to be on social network, and that is all.
Okay, thank you. And what is the reason for this?
His brother and sister got married and moved away.
Okay, thank you. Those are the real reasons why they don't do these things now. Thank you. Okay, let's move on to activity C. Who wants to read activity C?
Pair work. Think of 3 things you used to do with your family. Tell a partner.
Okay, so we are going to write down, we are going to create, or we are going to remember 3 things that we used to do with our family. For example, when I was a child, I used to go to the park with my sister, and we used to play football. Okay, we used to play football. When I was a child, I used to eat. I used to eat bread with milk with my cousin, for example. Okay, and another example would be when I was a child, I used to visit the zoo. There used to be a zoo here in my town, and used to have a lot of animals. And I used to visit the zoo with my family. That was in the 1980s, something like that. But there used to be a zoo here in my town. So you are going to create these ideas using used to. You are going to remember those memories, and you are going to practice with your partner. Okay, I'm going to send you to the breakout rooms. I guess I know how to do it right now. Okay. So please start creating your sentences and
Yes, I'm missing the teacher. I don't know what happened. Creo que nos sacaron de la línea. Perdón, no lo escuché. I fears that I fears in my family always had a dinner every Friday outside the house. I remember we would eat fast food like pizza or hamburger. It was a custom for years until my sisters and I left the house, and every summers I went to the beach. And you? El tiempo pasa, ni modo. No, in my situation, no. I have 3 sisters, and I don't play. I don't play it a lot. Uh, Regular. I get up in the house. I I had we had parties with my parents and my cousins. Uh, and I remember we play table. Uh, I don't remember what you say. Juegos de mesa. Table games. Yes, table games. Yes, table games. Or remember the Nintendo? Do you remember? Yes, I don't have a PlayStation in this moment because I think you uh, you lost a lot of time in the PlayStation. The last game when I uh, uh, buy. Yes, remember I use one uh, or two ocasiones, no me acuerdo. Times. Y ya no lo pude usar, fíjate, porque me gasté mucho tiempo. Dije, este es un gastadero de tiempo. Yes, I played San Andres, but I played FIFA. It's yes, I play. I remember this. And they were fun uh, place. I like it Mario. Do you remember? Hey, bros. It was very addictive too. I don't know what is the new games. You have the new games in the PlayStation or anything? Yes. Yes, nowadays is bad. Now I is routine. I work. I go to the gym. I am with the family. Is the stress time? Repeat, please. Uh, yes, I manager in the bank. Yes, you. Que es como ingeniero, engineer. Sí, tiene un nombre diferente aquí. What are you from? Oh, I am the north too. I am from Juárez. Yes, tú. Yes, vente para acá, mucho trabajo, mucho trabajo. Sí, es la frontera de Estados Unidos de Chihuahua. Pues, pues igual de peligroso que allá en Reynosa. Sí, es parecido, pero digo, sí se escuchan feas historias de Reynosa, pero también Juárez estuvo muy feo antes. Sí, pero menos. Sí, digo, aquí es una ciudad ideal para lo que tú haces. Un chorro. Maquiladoras, muchas maquiladoras. Sí, sí, sí. No, aquí sí sabes inglés y sabes si eres ingeniero en computación, pucha. Tienes la vida resuelta. Sí. Sí, me tocó una saliendo de mi casa cuando vivía con mis padres todavía. Hablando de eso, fíjate. Me tocó, iba saliendo, salieron mis papás y tenían como 2 minutos y empezó una balacera. Entonces salí de la casa y vi, o sea, estaban en la calle donde vivo balaceándose. Pues obviamente yo estaba bien estresado, no por mí, ¿verdad? Porque yo estaba pues dentro del porche, sino porque no sabía dónde estaban. Entonces sí fue súper feo. Fíjate, lo que escucho mucho de allá de donde eres es que tú eres frontera también, ¿verdad? Sí, sí, sí. De lo que escucho mucho es de que que deportan mucha gente por allá. O sea, deportan creo que más gente en Reynosa que en Ciudad Juárez, no sé por qué. O sea, gente que las agarran aquí cruzando, las llevan a Reynosa y las deportan. Entonces sí he escuchado mucho pues ahí hubo un tema de una balacera, un camión, ¿no? De los migrantes de Centroamérica y cosas así. Uf, y que se queda a vivir ahí. Sí, va. No, para el paso, sí, seguido, fíjate. Digo, seguido desde que se abrieron los puentes otra vez. Acá se abrieron creo que en enero o diciembre, algo así. Pero ya tenía 2 años, ¿verdad? Sí, sí, si juntas dinero para comprar allá, está padre. Ajá. Sí, están los Bravos de Juárez. Van súper mal, pero pues aquí los tenemos. ¿Nada más tienes acuerdo? ¿Qué? Ah, no, no, no está tan divertido. Digo, está padre para pegar desastre, pero no está tan divertido entonces. Pues mira, acá lo padre es que vas al estadio y agarras la borrachera. Eso siempre sí está padre. La, la neta juegan bien feo, pero todos salen todos borrachos ahí. Es una cantinota. Ah, sí, ya sé. ¿Y con quién vives? ¿Estás casado? Sí, va. Sí, fíjate, estoy casado. Aquí vivo con mi esposa. Todavía no, fíjate. Ya menos para el próximo año. Sí, pues este año nos vamos a casar apenas. Digo, ya vivo con ella, pero sí nos vamos a casar este año. Entonces, pues a ver qué resulta. Sí, fíjate, a Reynosa nunca me ha tocado ir, pero me imagino que debe ser muy parecido a Juárez. Digo, aquí la ciudad está súper fea, súper, súper fea. Sí, está muy fea. No, pues por eso te digo que está igualito. Ajá. Sí, no, acá tampoco. Acá tampoco. Pues es un desierto, está bien feo. O sea, no hay En verdad, lo único divertido así que, bueno, por ejemplo, si quieres ir, no sé, a un zoológico, en Estados Unidos. Si quieres ir a un casino, en Estados Unidos. Este, hay un lugar que está por acá donde encuentras un bosque, pero está en Nuevo México, en Estados Unidos. ¿Sabes cómo? ¿Quieres ir a pescar? En Estados Unidos. O sea, todo está para allá. Sí, sí, no, está horrible aquí el pueblo. Sí, mucho polvadería. Sí, hay muchos maquiladores por allá. Sí, fíjate, sí he ido. He ido, pues, a Monterrey, que fue el año pasado. Monterrey está muy grande. Pues que están juntas las dos ciudades, ¿no? Pues que es Guadalupe, Monterrey. Bueno, sí, Guadalupe, Monterrey, San Nicolás. eh, sí, son como 3 o 4 ciudades juntas. Sí, está muy grande, la verdad. Pues está bonito porque está pues, mucho más moderno. O sea, la última vez que fui ahí agarré el transporte, el que va por arriba. No manches, está una chulada. Ya quisiera Reynosa Juárez en algo así, ¿no? Sí, la verdad que sí. Digo, por ejemplo, aquí también a mí no me gusta, pero acá la gente se vuelve loca por el béisbol. No me gusta, fíjate, pero sí la gente va más al béisbol que al fútbol acá. Aquí juegan, creo que juegan como 3 veces por semana, entonces, y el estadio siempre se llena, así también la gente bien borracha y todo el asunto. Sí está. El béisbol de básquet. ¿Y Monterrey cuánto está de tu casa? No está tan lejos, pero no es como para que vayas entre semana, ¿no? Así de que, voy a el partido de fútbol y me regreso. O sea, si es fin de semana, a lo mejor, ¿no? Sí está muy lejos. Sí, creo que son como, pues fácil, yo creo que son como 10 horas. No, está muy lejos. No está, no está nada cerquita. Sí, lo que pasa es que Chihuahua está muy grande. Digo, te estoy diciendo 10 horas, pero para salir del estado de las 10 horas, yo creo que eso 6, 7 horas. Pues Juárez es la ciudad más grande, pero la más bonita es Chihuahua. Chihuahua. Sí, está muy grande también. Sí, sabes que se parece mucho a Monterrey. Es como Monterrey, pero chiquito. Sí está mucho más moderno. ¿Eh? Ándale, pasa por ahí. Sí. Al Chepe. Ah, está muy bien. Penitas venía en tiempo de calor. No, está de locos el frío. No aguantas. Por lo menos si no estás acostumbrado al frío, no aguantas el frío. Pues en la zona de la sierra yo creo que por lo menos en temporada de frío, pues abajo de los 10 grados. Y luego pues si te vas a quedar en una cabaña, pues imagínate. Pues, necesitas estar pegado en la fogata y cosas así. Pero, pero- pero no tiene mucho caso porque pues vas a estar adentro siempre, entonces, ¿verdad? Sí, está padre, en tiempo de calor está padre. Porque ahí lo que está divertido es acampar, ¿verdad? Entonces después de las 4 o 5 de la tarde, ya cuando se baja el sol, pues ya estás en el bosque y te pones a caminar en la sierra, en las motos, en las cuatrimotos. Sí, está cotorrón. Sí, si te gusta así las cosas extremas, pues te pones a escalar montañas o al rapel o la bicicleta de montaña. Sí está padre. No te preocupes.
You're back in time. Mhm. Okay, I think we're all back in the main room. Okay, thank you for your participation. And we have the last two activities. We have activity. Okay, we have activity. Who wants to read the activity, please?
Read the blog below and the help notes. Underline the time markers, then write a blog about a family memory from your childhood.
Who wants to read this? Who wants to read this? This is the blog. Okay, this is a small blog. Okay, who wants to read this?
Our roller skating days. When we were kids, Roger and I used to roller skate a lot. We would skate on the sidewalk or on the school playground. In those days, we didn't have all the safety equipment kids use today. These days, kids wear helmets, knee pads, and wheels words. Back then, we just had to skate carefully and try not to fall.
Before we continue, do you know what roller skating is? Roller skating? Roller skating? Well, actually, roller skating is this. With this type of skates, okay? This is roller skating. Roller skating. Now, who wants to read this blog again? Who wants to read this blog again?
When we were kids, my sister and I used to roller skate a lot. We would skate on the sidewalk, on the playground. In those days, we didn't have all the safety equipment kids use today. These days, kids wear helmets, new pads, and wrist guards. Back then, we just had to skate careful and try not to fall.
Okay, thank you. Now, who wants to read the help note? The help note.
Me, teacher. Help note. Using time markers, use this time marker to show the past, when we were kids, when I was, in those days, back then. Use this time marker to show the present, today, now, nowadays, these days.
Okay. What are we going to do here? What are we going to do here? This is very simple. We are going to write a blog about a family memory from our childhood, okay? But we are going to try to use these expressions. When we were, when I was, in those days, back then, okay? And we can also use today, now, nowadays, and these days. Example, I'm gonna give you an example, okay? This is going to be my blog. This is going to be my blog. This is a small blog, allow me. My candy eating memories. When I was a child, I used to eat a lot of candy. A lot of candy. Mostly pico, cookies, marshmallows, and how do you, and lollipops. Now, I don't eat too many candies, or too much candy, because it is bad for my teeth. Okay, this is an example of a small block of one of my childhood memories. Okay, now please, you are going to try to make a small block like this with one of your memories when you were a child. Try to use an expression like when I was a child and now, okay? This is going to be your block. I'm gonna give you 3 minutes to make a small block, okay? Let's do it. In the meantime, I'm going to call the assistants, okay?
Okay.